is in today. So so maybe in the next meeting, I'll get to meet everyone.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Dhruv and Reebok. I just have one more question, a common question to both of you. How long have you been Toastmasters? I know both of you are Toastmasters. How long?
10 years and 800 speeches.
10 years and 800 speeches. Wow. That deserves a big applause there. Oh, wow. Okay. And Dhruv?
I joined Toastmasters for about a year. This is in 2018, 2019, right before COVID.
Yeah.
And I completed one of the courses. And after that, I moved houses and then COVID happened. So there's some gap in between. But at heart, I've always been a Toastmaster. So I still say that since 2018, I've been a Toastmaster. So about 4 or 5 years, I would say.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Good to see that you had the determination and commitment to come back. A lot of people, once they leave for whatever reason, find it very difficult to make a comeback to Toastmasters. And no matter which club you join, Dhruv, I wish you all the best. And I will wish that you stay committed to your own personal development and make yourself the better version of yourself. Thank you. Before I go and open the meeting up completely, I do have one new member who is a fresh face who just joined recently, and I would like him to also introduce himself because many of us will be looking at him for the first time. So Robert, if you want to introduce yourself, please go ahead.
Oh, it's me? Oh,
yeah, it's you. Yeah, you are the new member.
Okay. I'm not prepared. I'm not ready for that the ice-breaking speech yet, Satish.
You're not asking. I'm not asking you to give a speech.
Oh yeah, because I saw that checklist. Still empty. I haven't done anything yet, and I say maybe we're waiting for a month or so because next meeting I may not able to attend.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so. Thank you very much that to bring me to this family, this club. I feel like warm welcome. And the reason I joined this club, I heard of Toastmaster many years ago. I was have been working in downtown Toronto for last 15 years or so. You know, because busy on working, always people have excuse anyway. From time to time, I have friends join, I heard of their join. And eventually I say, let me try some new. So I contact Satish, say, hey, I heard of you be active in this community, and say I can send an invitation. And then say last 2 weeks, 2 weeks earlier, I was joined as a guest. And last week we have some open house with a speaker, icon speaker from which country?
He was from Sydney, Australia.
Sydney, it's Australia as well. Yeah, I'm really impressed that he joins the club 3 years and can be win like a second place of the international Toastmaster competition.
Right.
Anyway, I'm joining not for win the competition, but just to make new friends, to make me like make some change, and hopefully can get a better version of myself. That's it.
Awesome, Robert.
Yeah.
And you said you're not prepared for icebreaker speech. What did you just do? You took more time than an icebreaker speech.
I was going to say the same thing.
No, I saw 4 minutes is too much. I cannot. 4 minutes.
Trust me, it gets easier. Like you'll be able to speak in no time. Like with that 4 or 5 minutes is nothing.
Oh, I know. When you like be yourself, you speak. I know it's time flies, but sometimes you're stuck somewhere.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Robert, and welcome again, every one of you. And let's make this random theme a more of a planned thing that we go as we go, right? We plan our meeting and make it look like it was all planned. Thank you. I think we are going to have fun. I will pass it on now to the Toastmaster of the day.
Yep.
And that is Madan Chauhan. Madan Chauhan, it's all yours. Take it
Thank you
from
very
here,
much.
and hope we have a very smooth ride that we all enjoy.
Well, thank you very much, and welcome all the new guests to this club. They are the guests to this club. And I will welcome you all on behalf of everybody here. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it, the meeting today. The theme is random. Yes, Paulji.
Mr. Chuan, I just want to suggest you one thing. You can pick any person as a speaker. Me
Yes.
and Reebok were talking via chat to keep 3 to 5 minutes time for speeches.
Okay.
And then right after speech, we can request anyone to evaluate the speaker.
All right.
Right. So let's create this fun thing today. And you
right.
be the judge who you want to pick up.
All
Don't
right.
take mercy on anyone, not even on Robert's song. Just pick him up for speech.
All right. And also, I see the word of the day is also random. The theme is also the random, which
Perfect.
is nice. And thank you again for updating me. And I'm really happy to see all these new faces here. And I was reading a quote here in front of me saying, get enthusiastic about tomorrow today. Get enthusiastic about tomorrow today. So you have to get enthusiastic today about tomorrow. How random that can be. You're going to have it tomorrow or not. But let's be enthusiastic today. So I will start picking up with the experienced person, Muhammad Bukhari. Muhammad Bukhari, I tell you, I've known him since he was maybe about 13, 14 years old. He was in our youth club. He been a president, vice president, VP education. I don't know how many roles he had. I called him a seasoned Toastmaster because he has seen from his childhood up to now. And I have lots of love and respect for him. Muhammad, do you want to choose your own topic? Or you want me to give you a topic?
I'll just do like an icebreaker to get like everyone to know about me.
Okay, you do it then. So
right, perfect.
Tell us your topic's name and then you do it.
All right, no problem. So the name of my topic is Hello, my name is. That's the name of my speech, okay?
Oh, wow.
All right, so I'm gonna begin now. So hello, fellow Toastmasters, our most welcome guests and everyone, all the members. My name is Muhammad Bukhari, and today I'll be speaking about myself. So my story doesn't start here in Canada. It actually starts around more than 18,000 miles away in another country far away to the other side of the world called Pakistan. So I was born in Pakistan. I lived there for about 2 years. And then when I was very little, my family decided to immigrate to Canada. And by that time, it was a very random decision because we did not even know about this country, Canada. Like the only country we knew about back then was either England or America, because those are the big countries everyone was going to. And also Dubai, because Dubai back then was also like, we're seeing a lot of economic boom and a lot of immigrants were going to Dubai. But my family did decide to do something completely random and try our luck in this country called Canada, which is like really close to the US. So then the decision to move to Canada came, and I was very young with my parents, left everyone behind, all our other family members, and flew all the way to Canada. We landed in Toronto, Ontario. Then we decided to go to America. We lived in America for 2 years and then decided over there wasn't the best for us due to the reasons over there. And that's why we came back to Toronto and moved into Mississauga, and we've been here since then. So a big chunk of my life I spent in Moulton, Mississauga. It's a nice community in a suburb. Made a lot of people and a lot of friends in this neighborhood. All of my schooling was done here from kindergarten all the way to high school. I did it over here. All my schools were here. And over here is where I caught wind in my last year of high school about the Gavel Club. So the fun fact, like the way I got involved in the Gavel Club wasn't through my own choice at all. It was actually through my parents. And I still remember that day very vividly, where it was during the March break, and I was actually at a friend's house. I haven't seen them in forever. My parents called me and they told me that they signed me up for this youth event, right? And I'm wondering what kind of youth event did they sign me up for? Because normally they would tell me before they signed me up, right? So at first I was kind of nervous. I was kind of wondering what it is they signed me up for, right? Because they signed me up first and then told me I have to go every Sunday, right? So I go there, and then the first thing I see is this entire room is designed in like a U shape, right? Which is like a boardroom. And that, to me, that was very thought provoking and very it made me think like, what kind of club does this, right? Has a whole U shape of a room, design of a boardroom. Then that's where I met Toastmaster Madan John and Dr. Gul, and those two were my first entry into the world of Toastmasters. So I started off as a youth leadership program, and then gradually I grew up to an adult Toastmaster. And everything I've learned, see, every choice that we make is completely random. You don't know what's going to happen to you, whether it's the Toastmasters Club, whether it's the decision to move to Canada from Pakistan. Everything, life, every single step of the way is random. You don't know what's going to happen to you the next moment. You just have to be prepared for it and go for the best, right? Go for the best and do your best. And every single thing I've learned up until this point, every single thing that Youth Leadership Club has taught me and what Toastmasters has taught me has really been effective in both my personal and professional life through my time in post-secondary, whether it's college, university, and then in the part-time jobs I've done, whether it was working in sales, whether it was working in a retail store, in a restaurant, every single thing up until now I started my actual job, I've learned a lot through Toastmasters. I've learned to adapt to any single situation. Table topics has made me a very proficient speaker, but especially when it comes to thinking on your feet, that I think is a very big skill that a lot of people might not know of, but I really recommend like Toastmasters was the way to go for me as I first joined. So yeah, that's like the message I would like to leave off with everyone is that random things aren't always like the worst things. They can be the best things only if you choose them to happen. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Muhammad Bukhari. Now we know why your name is Muhammad, right? Maybe many didn't know. Now we know you are everywhere. Wow. We'll pick up the next person. Next person.
Let's give 1 minute
Evaluation now.
pause.
Oh, evaluation. Okay, who would like to evaluate Muhammad Bukhari?
Let's give 1 minute pause, and if the evaluator needs time to make notes.
Or I reckon just go straight into it. Just pick an evaluator.
Yeah, so he has 30-second timer.
Okay, Kiran will do the evaluation.
Yep.
All right.
Or yeah, Karen.
Yeah.
Karen.
Are you ready, Karen?
Yes, before
Okay.
I begin, how much time do I have?
2 to 3 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay,
very much.
maybe Robert, you can reset your timer.
Yeah. Go.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day, Muhammad Bukhari. Thank you for reintroducing yourself. I got to know you a little more deeper, although we've traveled together for over 3 years now. Loved your speech. Beautiful. Even though it was an impromptu icebreaker speech, you organized your thoughts beautifully in a chronological order. You started your journey from where you were back in Pakistan and brought yourself into Canada, took yourself back to USA, and then to Canada, and your journey from there on. Loved it. Beautiful, casual narrative style allowed me to focus, and I was with you throughout your story, start to finish, without feeling, hey, I know this guy. What is he talking about? How many times do I have to listen to him? Never did I feel that way at any given point of time. Beautiful speech, Muhammad, once again. As you were speaking, though, I had a question ringing in my head. Why did Mohammed's family go to USA and then come back to Canada? You had said, due to the reasons over there, we decided to come back to Canada. And I'm wondering what those reasons are. My daughter got a job in USA. She's going to move there in 3 months. And now I'm dying to know what those reasons are, because I'm not sure if she's going to stay there or come back. So that's a personal conversation I'll be having with you after this meeting. Overall, Mohammed, brilliant speech, well organized in thought, chronologically, well delivered in a calm narrative style. I wish you gave me those reasons because I'm personally interested in them. The best part of your speech is, although you were introducing yourself, you had a message to the audience. The one big takeaway for me from your speech is random things can be the best only if you choose to have them. What a brilliant message. Thank you, Mohammed. I look forward to the conversation with you on a personal level later. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, dear Kiran. Kiran is the life of this club. Not only this club, she is a member of a few other clubs as well, I know. She is the life of all those clubs. Kiran, I will start with you, but I will read a quote first to you, and then you choose if you want me to pick up a topic or you talk yourself. You probably heard, it's randomly, but heard it mostly of the time. There's a time to grow and there's time to play. Which one is important? And now let me I ask you, you want me to pick up a topic for you, or you want to do it yourself?
I can take your quote as the lead and choose my own topic.
That's what I was going to do myself too. All right, now you got my topic then. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. I will share with you all today my journey after I became a Toastmaster. I'll tell you the pros and cons of being a Toastmaster through my personal journey. So I was hoping to touch on 5 mini stories through my life. The first one is one day, as we were having a conversation in my family with my husband, my son, and my daughter, my husband said to me, "That's enough, Kiran, go do your work. We've heard enough from you." And I continued to speak. It was a conversation around a decision as to where we should go for the long weekend. Everybody had a different point of view. And all the points of view were not helpful because of the weather forecast. For those of you who are not in Canada, you perhaps do not know that the most unpredictable thing in Canada is the weather here. So I was trying to explain to them. My daughter went and came back with a green shirt. And she stood there on the stairway like this in front of my face. A few minutes later, she ran and came back with a yellow shirt and stood in front of my face like this. She came back again with a red shirt. My husband asked her, "What's wrong with you? Are you crazy?" And she goes, "Dad, you don't know. This is the only language Mom understands. The red shirt will get her to stop." That was because I had brought her to Malton Toastmasters. So those who are here would remember my daughter's visit to the club. So that was a story I will never forget. The second is, whenever I talk again, I start off with an introduction, of course, and the body and conclusion, the 3 parts to organizing my thoughts. It has now become a part of my life. And my children say to me, "Mom, enough of Toastmasters, get to the point, we have no time." So that's the second one, common all the time. The third, I have been involved and engaged with the Gavel clubs, working with children, teaching children communication and leadership. The biggest lesson I learned for myself in my life is Whenever you try to tell people to improve, there are three parts to it. What is it you want them to improve? Why it is important to improve, and how they can improve. So applying the three-part structure to any feedback or evaluation in my personal life has allowed me to build better relationships in my family, to be better engaged with the people I am speaking with. So that's the fourth benefit for me from Toastmasters. The final one is reflect after everything, because reflection allows me to see where I was, where I am, and where I am headed. For those of you who know me, I have delivered several speeches on this. 1 step forward, 2 steps backward. Go slow to go far. That reflection has now become a part of my life. Overall, in Toastmasters, there are 2 streams of development: communication and leadership. And both of these are important. You cannot communicate well if you don't lead yourself to progressing in the conversation. And you cannot lead if you don't have better communication skills. So both go hand in hand. And as Dhruv had said, he joined Toastmasters in 2018, but even though he has not been active, he's been a Toastmaster since. I can tell you, once you are a Toastmaster, whether you attend meetings or not, you are always a Toastmaster, because it becomes a part of your life. Toastmastering is not a course. Toastmastering is not a choice. Once you enter and you're engaged, it becomes a part of your life. It simply makes you a superior human being. With that, my gratitude to everybody in my Toastmasters community for helping me be who I am, to learn and grow. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
What a story, Kiran. And I come to know Kiran almost like 6 years ago, I think, Kiran, if I'm not wrong, maybe 5, 6 years ago. That was randomly chosen by somebody else for her to be a part of my life as my Toastmaster colleague. She is dear to all of us, and she is the most loved person in the Toastmaster Club. Well, thank you again. Now we would like to have maybe if somebody want to do evaluation her, either you want to give 1 minute or you want to ready to start do it. 1 minute, Robert? Okay, 1 minute do the evaluation. Who will be evaluating her?
I'm ready to go. Yeah.
Oh, you do it? Okay, Reebok will do the evaluation.
Okay, here we go. What I loved straight away at the start of the speech, you telegraphed what you would talk about. This is not easy in an improv speech. And the advantage of telegraphing what you're going to speak about, the audience knows, but more than that, you know, it puts it in your own head. Otherwise, you can end up just grabbling on about anything. So I love that. Really good skill there, especially for an improv speech. Always telegraph when you can. I loved early in the speech, you had a bit of controversy, talking about, well, what's the weather? People had different opinions. Controversy always attracts attention. Like a fight in a schoolyard. When there's a fight, everybody rushes in. Controversy is always good to put into a speech. She mentioned Toastmasters. I think that's always a great thing at Toastmasters to actually mention Toastmasters. Why not promote Toastmasters as you go? I like the point that she made. Actually, I'll give her points of improvement here. 2 points of improvement. This was a great speech. An improv speech. This was fantastic. So these are only little tips, not a criticism. Number 1, the vocal could have changed. When she done the dialogue, she talked about her kid speaking and her kid said this or that, and she quoted her child, but she didn't change her voice. Or not enough. I think she could have changed it more. Just add a little bit of emotion in there. And the second part was, the emotions seemed the same from the start to the finish. I thought maybe when she was talking about a kid or a child or one point, she could have just really lowered her voice and just drawn us in for that point. And then going back to a normal point and being confident again, it would have just mixed it up and added a little bit of variation. The other thing I loved how she talked about, sometimes structure is overrated. Yeah, I think for a prepared speech, I agree. Sometimes structure is overrated. So I love that little tip there. For me, the highlight of this speech was a lesson she gave. You know, when you give someone a lesson, you need the 3 keys, especially the last lesson about how. So great content there. I love that for an improv speech. I thought that was really superb, Karen. Well done. I hand back to Madam.
Thank you very much. Appreciate Rebecca. Now I'll, before I pick the next person will be Dhruv. Dhruv, I will read a quote to you and you tell me how randomly that's true. The quote I'm reading is, finding the good in every person and in every situation is a learned skill that requires work. I read this again. Finding the good in every person and in every situation is a learned skill that requires work. Do you want to do your own speech, or you want to give me the topic, or you take this as a topic?
I can start off with this as a topic.
Okay, go ahead. Time is yours.
Thank you, my fellow Toastmasters. Thank you for having me today. It's a pleasure to be a part of this group. The topic for today is finding good in everybody and in every situation is a required skill, is a skill that is a learned skill. And before I talk about specifically this topic, I will talk about something exactly the opposite. Finding negative in a situation, finding negative in individuals is something that no one is born with. As you're born, everybody as a kid, when you're in school, everybody is a friend, everybody fights, everybody loves to go to birthday parties, everybody loves to enjoy, listen to music, go out for picnics. And there is no sense of hatred, there is no sense of jealousy, there is just a sense of being as a kid. And as you grow, as you experience different things, as you watch movies, you watch television, news, listen to conversations, you learn a lot of things that are eventually interpreted in a way where you can use them in a negative manner. So now coming back to the topic, just like these negative things which are picked up during your life's experiences, in your jobs, in your relationships, in your friendships, it is the negativity is something that you've picked up, something that you've learned. So the point I am trying to make here is that if these negative emotions, these negative thoughts, these negative actions that you've picked up all along the way have been learned, these can be unlearned, and the positive things in life, the good things in life, finding the good in individuals, finding the good in situations can also be learned. So from as an individual who really takes interest in meditation and who really believes that a person's mind is like a blank screen which can be drawn upon and which can be molded according to how you want it to be, I feel that that finding positive things in life is a matter of choice. It is every day. As soon as you get up in the morning, you could choose to have a thought that I'm a little sleepy, I want to sleep, I don't want to go to my job. Alternate thought would be, I am grateful to be alive. I'm grateful that I get to go to work. I'm grateful that I have wonderful colleagues. And this is something that that the first choice of the day, the moment you get up and wake up. And I feel that all throughout the day, these are the kind of choices that you get and the choices that you have the option to make. So I will end my speech by saying that I agree that finding positive things in an individual or in a situation is a learned skill, and it can be improved upon, it can be learned. Your age, your any other thing does not matter. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dhruv. What a way to put it, that we are not born with a negative thinking. This is so right, what you mentioned, that a child doesn't know what the negativity is, child doesn't know what the hate is or love is. For him or her, everything is the same. And everything it does is learn as the child grows. From where? From his surroundings, the people or the situation that child deals with. Now, who would like to be randomly his evaluator? Come on. Otherwise, I have to choose it. All right, I have to choose it then. Muhammad Bukhari, you do his evaluation.
Right. So first off, I would like to say thank you so much for giving me the on-the-spot evaluation. That's what Toastmasters is. Randomly, you pick anybody you choose. I'm grateful for being given the opportunity to evaluate Dhruv Jain. Dhruv Jain, your speech was very good. I really learned a lot about you, and also the way you used different voice modulations and the way you were describing yourself. That I'd say was very good. And this whole thing about impromptu speaking, like putting everyone on the spot and making up your own speech and giving any topic off of that, I felt that, like, while it is kind of challenging, but you did pretty good, and it was good to hear about your speech. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Muhammad. Very nice evaluation. Okay, randomly I pick up the next person. I'll pick up Robert. Robert, all right. You ready, Reebok, right? I hope I pronounced rightly.
Ready for a speech or timing?
No, speech.
Yeah, okay, let's go. Yep.
Okay.
Reebok.
Again, I'm going to take you from my next quote I have. The quote says, you must be consistent in all areas of life if you are going to achieve maximum results. Let me read it again. You must be consistent in all areas of life if you are going to achieve maximum results. How randomly do you think that is true?
Yeah, guys. Well, you got to be consistent to achieve maximum results. This is what I'm talking about today, and the importance of getting those maximum results. And what I do today is I give an example. Steve Waugh, I'll use an example. Then I'll talk about when to use it. Okay, I'm just going to change this view here. Okay, now Steve Waugh. Some of you guys will know him. I'm sure Paul knows him as an Australian captain, cricket captain. And cricket is a sport. For you guys who don't know cricket, it's just a sport. That's all you really need to know. And Steve Waugh, from a young age, was very determined. And he was determined. He had a twin brother named Mark Waugh. And Mark Waugh was a little bit more easygoing. But Steve Waugh was always in there working hard. And this is important. If you want to achieve maximum results, he beat his brother and got into the state team for Australia. And then he beat his brother and got into the test team for Australia. But this is where this wasn't good enough for Steve Waugh. He wanted maximum results, not only for himself, but the team. And this is when he was captain of Australia. And Australia came up against the mighty West Indies in the 1980s, 1990s. They were almost unbeatable. Like, the West Indies bowlers were like 15 feet tall. They would bowl at 200 miles per hour. It was scary facing the West Indies. And the West Indies would beat everybody. And when Australia came up against the West Indies, Steve Waugh was captain. And Steve Waugh knew, wow, I need to change the attitude of the Australian team to show them that they are beatable. The West Indies are beatable. It was about the mind to get the maximum result to maybe even beat the West Indies. And Steve Waugh win the first Test match. Australia in the West Indies. Impossible task to beat the West Indies in the West Indies. And he comes in, Australia's in trouble, and the West Indies bowlers are on top. They're bowling the ball fast, they're getting wickets. They're all fired up. And Steve Waugh comes to the wicket, and Steve Waugh's got a red handkerchief. And this red handkerchief, he has a red one, because if he bleeds, he wants to get the blood off and the opposition won't see the blood. That's why it's red. This is the sort of character he is. He wants maximum results. He went out there to the West Indies, and the West Indies bowler came in, and as usual, Curtly Ambrose, a big 15-footer West Indies bowler, came in, bang, the ball's on, straight past his head. The West Indies is trying to knock him out, and Steve Waugh just looks at him. Curtly Ambrose comes up, stares at him, and Steve Waugh just looks at him back and says to him, "What do you want?" And the West Indies bowler, no one ever says this to the big West Indies bowler. He turned around, went back to his mark, came in even faster. Bang! The ball went flying past Steve Waugh's head. And Curtly Ambrose comes up again. And Steve Waugh looks at him and says, what do you want? Get back to your mark. Bowl again. And this really upset Curtly Ambrose, and the West Indies captain had to come in and take him away. And Curtly Ambrose came in again, and bang! Steve Waugh's hooked this one for 6. And in that innings, Steve Waugh went on to make 90 runs. And his brother, Mark Waugh, also made 90. And he showed to get maximum results, you got to be the leader. You got to push hard. The mental mindset is really important. Australia went on to win that test. They won the series. The first team in 15 years to beat the West Indies. All because of Steve Waugh and his leadership to break through. Now, when can we use this? I say now is the time to use this, because we've had COVID, and especially I know in Melbourne, I guess it's the same all over the world. A lot of businesses are out of action. There's a lot of opportunities to get in there. Don't worry about COVID. Go bang like Steve Waugh. Crash through COVID to get maximum results. And so this is a time to do it, guys. Turn disadvantage into advantage. Just like the West Indies are like COVID, he smashed the West Indies. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to smash COVID. And it's all about mindset. Use a positive mindset. So there you go, guys. You've heard it from Steve Waugh. If you want to get maximum results, you've got to go smash through the mindset and not be restricted. So the call to action is get out there, guys. Smash the world. Don't take it. Don't take COVID. Don't take the West Indies bowlers. Go bang. And I hand back to Madden.
Thank you very much, Vibhuk. You made me go back to many years. What I'm going to tell you, you probably don't even remember. You don't even know. Maybe not heard it. How many of you heard the name of Gary Sober? Gary Sober was about 50 years ago, more than 50 years ago, he was the captain of the West Indies. And in India, they were playing in England, India against the West Indies. After the match, I had an honor to meet Gary Sober. So I know some of what you're talking about and how, but most of the word I say in the cricket field, the cricket industry, they were scared of the West Indians. Their bowler, they're saying they throw the ball at about 180 kilometers an hour. That's how they were. They had the impression of them that when they hit the ball, it's going to be either 4 or 6, not 1 or 2. But they were huge as well. If you look in their body and the height and all that, they were huge people. But I love your way of saying, Vibhuk, consistency, working hard. And at the end, what you said, to all of us, we can do it if we set our mind to do it. And with that, I say, thank you very much again. And who would like to randomly evaluate him? If not, then Paul Chima. Okay, Paul G, go ahead.
Let me go back to the mountain. So I never heard about Gary Sober, Madan Chauhanji.
Yeah, okay.
Because I am not 50 yet. So
that's why I said many of you probably may not have heard it.
yeah, I'm pretty young. All righty. Walk. Wow. Settled at the speech. You took me to the times when we used to hear commentary using those little portable, radios, transistors, right on our head and close to our ear, and we're listening. Oh yeah, goal! Kind of gave that kind of. I could visualize Steve Wog actually delivering on the playing field. What a fabulous way to showcase your random speed. Kudos to you. I saw that you are a very confident speaker. That's what 10 years of Toastmasters does to people. Consistency to get maximum results. You are very confident speaking the whole random topic. And your tonality, your voice modulations, fabulous. And actually, I'm walking away with so many takeaways from your speech. The excitement component. You were excited like a child. You were excited like a great inspirational leader, rocking the stage. It was as if you're standing right next to me and I'm hearing you one-on-one. You made excellent eye contact with me. And I guess because we are all seeing you through this lens, this little camera that on computer and screen, I can testify to it with confidence that everyone was mesmerized hearing your speech. I noticed people who are engaged, intently listening to you. Fabulous, great work done. And I look forward to many more speeches from you. Please do come back on 17th as well. We will have a full house that day. We want to have some more knowledge from you, more participation from you. Yeah, one little thing that I might say, this is coming from that second place winner from the international speech competition, using the screen very well, because this is your theater, that is your platform. Compared to physical environment, there's no environment. You can set your own stage. And he talked about using the screen very well and creating modulation like they do in theaters and movies, switching the frames every 20, 30 seconds, moving here and there. I wish this speech standing could be way more powerful. But overall, the impact on me is tremendous. Thank you very much for this great delivery today. Kudos to you, man.
Thank you very much, Evaluator Paul Chima. My next guest is Stacey. Stacey, I'm going to read the quote for you, and you decide if you want to pick up that or do your own delivery. Developing self-control often requires painful learning experience, but the result is well worth the effort. I read it again. Developing self-control often requires painful learning experience, but the result is well worth the effort. How randomly you agree with that?
Thank you, Madanji. That's a very, very wonderful topic. And I'm sure almost everyone will relate to it at some point or the other in your life. We have all gone through this hurdle. We have a mind block that plays tricks on you, that stops you from doing things that you would like to do. And I will walk you through a very small anecdote in my life, just so that you understand where this all fits in. And it's not random at all. It has to be something we call determination that will allow you to use your self-control to achieve what you want in your life. During COVID, I went to my doctors and the results were not very good. The doctor told me that I need to go on some medication that requires me to drop my cholesterol level. It was also a stressful point in my life where I lost 4 members of my family in a very short time, in a span of a year and a half. Knowing that those circumstances, I realized that all of that has to do, or in some way related to all the stress that I have been going through in that life, which led to the problem. Immediately, I decided that I'm going to take control of my life going forward. I took the prescription from the doctor. I assured her that I'm going to act on it. Unknowing to her, I knew that I'm not going to buy that prescription because that prescription is doing more harm to me than the good that it's supposed to do. I put myself on a very rigorous, self-controlled regimen going forward. That included a walk for about an hour and a half every day, giving up sugar. I gave up sugar completely. I joined a spiritual course that allowed me to look at life in a very different perspective. And then I said, I'm going to put this day in the calendar, and 6 months later, I'm going to revisit my doctor and see what's going to happen. 6 months later, when I went back, she was very surprised with the results of what showed up in the test. And I was very proud. So to answer your question, Madanji, self-control definitely requires a lot of pain that you need to go through, and you need to make sure that you prepare your mind and stay committed throughout the course so that at the end, the result that you see is well worth it, just like in my case. I have no problems from the last visit, and I feel 20 years younger. And Paul is testament to that, because last week, only after he saw my son, he realized that I was probably closer to 60, and he thought I was in my 40s. Back to you. Thank you.
Wow, Stacey, wow. What a self-control you have. It's definitely, life is a self-control. And I normally say to my family and myself, to other people, your life is in your hands, whatever you want to do it, right? And so with that, is who would like to do the evaluation for him? Maybe Dhruv, you want to do the evaluation for him?
Sure.
Sure.
Satishji, thank you so much for the speech. It was a pleasure to listen to you. I always believe that when you talk on any topic, whether it be a random topic or something that you prepared, if you can actually relate to that topic, the message that you send is much more strong. People tend to understand it better, and people tend to relate to it much better. I think you did that wonderfully. 5 stars to you on that. You shared your own experience, you shared your own journey, which essentially kept the audience interested, kept the audience on their, on the edge to know what happened. Is he okay? And finally, when you said that you were fine, it was, it kept us interested and engaged till the very end. So I think that was a very nice way to speak this, to have this topic. And as far as your speed was very good. I think you went at your own pace. Every part of the speech, I was able to understand. the words that were coming out of your mouth, I think every part of the sentence made sense. I was able to grasp it. The tone was perfect. And I guess I don't have many points to improve upon. I would just say that, you continue doing what you're doing. Just, we have so much to learn from you, and you're a very experienced Toastmaster, and that experience showed in the speech today. So thank you again for speaking.
Thank you, Dhruv. You did a wonderful evaluation. And you are so right. When you relate to your personal life and your personal stories, they are better understood by the audience. Now I call upon Anupama. Anupama, are you ready? Anupama, you are muted.
Yes, I am.
Wow, that's good. Nice to see you as well. Anupama, I have a quote for you. And the quote says, if you wait for perfect conditions, you will never get anything done. I reread it. If you wait for perfect condition, you will never get anything done. How randomly you think it is right?
That's very interesting quote you gave me, Madanji. I think this is perfectly correct. This recently happened with me. I will share my story with you today. So what happened? My friend called, and she asked me to do one course. And I was thinking, oh, I am already done my studies. Why I need to do any course now? But I think something happened for good. It is good to challenge yourself sometime. I don't know, that was God's wish, and how I thought, okay, it is a little course, let's take it. And that was about financial advisor. And she didn't told me that this course was not that easy. She just a little course. It will not take. You already have done CPA and you know accounting. It will be a piece of cake for you. It's not too hard. I thought, okay, that's okay. Let me take it. So I started it, and once I get in there, I find that there are 4 courses, and they need a lot of time. It was not that easy. But then I thought, no, now I take it. I do not have any way to get out of it. I have to do it. I should not. I apply that there is. I think this is what God want me to do. This is perfect time. I have to take it. Now I have to do it. So I started it, and guess what? And I was getting over 80% in each course. And I was thinking, oh my God, why I was thinking so negative, because I finished my last studies in 2015, and I was thinking it is a lot of gap now. But I remember that I should not think now I am not in that age where I should take studies. And Madanji's example of doing financial advisor course in 60s, and I remember that, then I thought, no, this is something good. And the end result was I was able to get that license, and I learned a lot by doing that courses. I think once opportunity comes, you should take it. It gives chance to challenge yourself. I know it was, in some points, I was so feeling anxiety that why did I take it? But the end results, by looking at end results, I feel it is something good. I know that I can do. If I take something, I always am able to do it, and do it in a good way. I got all in it, over 80%. So I learned a lot from that. I think at the end of this whole story, I would say, take challenges, think big, dream big. If we dream big, it will give us some self-confidence that how much capable we are actually. And something we are blocking our mind of that thought. So take the challenges. Do not afraid of taking challenges. There is no perfect time. Just this is the perfect time where we are now. Thank you very much, Toastmaster.
Wow, wow, Anupama. I learned a lot about you today as well. How strong and successful you are. Wow. Who would like to evaluate her? Anybody taking up? Okay, I will choose Paul G. Can you do evaluate her?
Oh, I see Robert's song.
Okay,
Yeah,
he
I
raised
was
his
going to
hand.
give the, okay.
All right, Robert, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Robert.
Me? Oh, I thought I did a mistake. Anyway,
What do you think of her speech?
yeah, her speech is really wonderful. Her name Treasure. I'm sorry, I'm hard. It's not good for me to not remember someone's name. Like I know that.
You can call her
You-
Anu. That's fine.
Yes.
What can I call you?
Anu.
Anu, A-N-U.
Anu.
Yeah.
Anu is your last name?
No, first
No,
name.
that is my first name.
Oh, okay. So then, so your speech is really like inspiring me as well. What's perfect time? No perfect time. It's really correct. So when is perfect time to join Toastmaster? We don't know. So just like another gentleman talk about Muhammad or somebody else talk about the timing, right? So the random time is good time. Only if you do it right away and you persist with that. So that's another reflect of this kind of the topic. So for me, that even if I still a little bit hesitant, should I join or can I put effort on that, or just a waste of time? And you say that the speech that I heard that is give me another kind of a confidence or reason that I should do with that. So no time is perfect. Only you do it right away. It's really well pronounced for me and just give me a encouragement to continue my journey and to practice, to enjoy, to communicate with other friends around the world, and everybody have their own experience. And yeah, for me, yeah. So for me, I just jump out, say I know I'm not able to evaluate anybody. At least
No. You did a good job. You did a wonderful job.
Yeah, I
Big
just
hand for him.
put my
So I
2 cents
saw your hand go
on
up.
this stage. Back to you. Thank you.
You did a good job. Good job.
A random evaluation. Good job.
No, Robert, you stay on there. You are the next one I'm picking up. Okay. I have a very nice quote for you. Very simple and very nice. If somebody say to you, you are born to win. You are born to win. Would you believe that? If you believe that, why would you believe that? You understand that? Good.
I understand.
You are born to win.
Let's reflect me, remind me when I first time joined a company called HDS, which is I was a colleague with Satish. I moved to Canada 20 years ago, but in 2008 is my first full-time job at Indigo. In Canada, and kind of the new environment, and you know, it's like life change. I just moving from US back to Canada, just like seems like Muhammad. Anyway, I may talk more about that when I have icebreaker speech. Yeah, so I kind of noticed that how to deal with relationship, how to make new friends, and then like Satish has some. He's very nice to me and said to me kind of you have to believe yourself. Maybe I didn't talk the topic right. You are born to win, right? Anyway, what I try to say is I remember that he gave me some suggestions that believe yourself, that make some friends, make you comfortable, and you can do it. You can you know do you can do better in your new job, and you're fine. Just be yourself, and you have like the background of the education and the skills of that you need to finish your job. You should be comfortable. You can win. That do give me a lot of confidence during the year. So that's why we have a lifetime friends with Satish Prabhu. That's it. Back to you, Mr.
Thank you very much. Wow, you are a winner, Robert. I tell you, you are a winner because you are born to win. Right? I can sign it for you. You are a winner. Now, who would like to do his evaluation? Maybe who hasn't done it?
I have not
okay,
done any.
Steve, please go ahead and do his evaluation.
Robert Song, I am really humbled by your speech today. It felt like you were basically toasting me today. Or toasting our friendship, let's put it that way. What a wonderful speech. Robert, you have come a very long way from the time I first met you. I didn't realize it was 20 years ago that we met, but yes, that is true. It was in our first job. We both were in our first job in Canada. I had moved from the US, Robert had moved from China, and he found that speaking in English or communicating with others in the office was a big, big challenge. I grew close to him because I had my own problems. And I realized that many people, when they move to a strange place, it's a very difficult time for them to adjust to their surroundings, no matter how good they are at their communication skills. And not having communication skills was super challenging for Robert. So he became intimate over the years. And in the walks that we used to take in downtown Toronto, I used to give him suggestions. So I think, Robert, today you expressed all that happened to you, and I could see the emotions flowing from you about the friendship that we had and how long the friendship, and we haven't been in touch for, FYI, we haven't been in touch for a long, long time. It's only in the last few months that we came back together again because of Toastmasters. So there's another testament to why you should have Toastmasters in your life. So Robert, suggestions for you. I have seen really some things that are really good for you. You are born to win because you took the step to join Toastmasters. You are not shy to speak, which is a big challenge for a lot of new speakers. you take the opportunity to speak as you did to evaluate when you didn't really know how we evaluate in Toastmasters. So these are all signs that you are in store for really big things in Toastmasters. So don't let your communication challenges stop you, but keep going ahead and take the challenges as they come. And you are born to be a winner, and that's not random. Back to you.
Thank you very much. It's so nice you send. And I will say again for Robert's song, you are born to win, and it shows us from your speech that you are born to win. One, you are like Reebok said, determination, consistency, doing things. That's what the winners do.
Correct. It's very
Right?
correct. I need consistency. I need practice. That's my weakness
Yes,
as well. I know that just like my first time I joined as a guest, I tell a story that about 18 years ago, I was in London Life. I had a job of a part-time job. The human resource guy that at the end of the contract, I remember had a conversation with me in the elevator. He said, Robert, you did a very good job. But if you have better communication, we can extend your contract. That's one story. And even a story earlier than that, another occasion that back to maybe in Vancouver before I moved to London, Ontario, have some other similar situation. And from time to time, you know that you need to improve your communication, you need to improve your interpersonal, but you didn't put effort on that. So that's why I say I'm at an age that almost can think about retirement. Why I give yourself hard time to do that again? I hard to say. I say, once I talk to my wife, I say, I don't want to be regret when you retirement. You knew something, you have something you improve, but you didn't do it on a consistent way. So let me give myself another chance to try if I can make some change.
You will, and we wish you all the best. Okay, I have a last one. If you had time for Paul Chima, last one, then I pass it back to the president. Paul Chima, I saved for you. This is the one I have saved for you. We do not sing because we are happy. We're happy because we sing. How do you say that is true? We do not sing because we are happy. We are happy because we sing. Please go ahead, and this is your turn to make us happy with your singing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chauhan, for saving me the last spot on this roster of speaker today. Well, I will just conclude that in one line before I move on to the topic that I have to speak about. Well, we stay happy because we sing. We sing because we're happy. It's like egg first or hen first thing. They both go hand in hand with each other. This is a vicious cycle that doesn't stop. So either way, it could be true. We sing because we're happy. We are happy because we sing. It applies in either direction. You see those photos, you flip the card, it is either a man, you flip it, it becomes a woman. So both happy endings. I want to talk a bit about my life's happy and notorious minutes. Those moments I relish today, and they keep me young. And through the whole time, I have been thinking what to speak about. And trust me, I changed my topic 6 times. Finally, when you announced my name, I picked up what was lying in front of me because this is impromptu speaking. I used to have a two-wheeler. You know the scooter? I don't know how many know here. The scooter in India was Vespa. Here you see those electric bikes. You will drive on the sidewalks and all those things. I used to have a scooter. And one of my colleagues, his name was Bhag Singh, Bhag. He was a military guy, but very clever. Trust me on that. He had a Yazdi motorcycle. And his motorcycle didn't have the mud guard on the rear wheel. So it so happened that whenever he would drive in rainy season, he will have a streak all on his back of the mud. One day he came up with a novel idea. He said, why don't we share our ride? 1 week we'll go on your scooter, the second week you go on my motorcycle. I say, okay, great. It saves us both some cash. So this is what I noticed. The week he would use my bike to go to office, he would do all the errands in the city, driving at 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 kilometers sometimes, because he says, oh, director wants me to go to sector 26, get this thing, which was about 10 kilometers from our workplace. And then I started feeling cash crunch because I was putting more gas in my scooter than he was in his motorbike. Sometime luck favored him because when it was his turn, it would start raining. Rain gods were happy with him. Again, my scooter will go take us together. So I was really fed up with this thing. And it was June, very hot, humid day. He came to my office. He says, I need the keys. I said, why? He says, director wants me to go pick up some photographic things from sector 28. I say, okay, take it. But little did he know that I did some tweaking to my scooter that day. After about 20 minutes, he came back. He was sweating. His shirt was all moist. He said, I cannot start the scooter. I said, I don't know what happened. So I said, okay, let me come with you and we'll help you start the scooter. So I sat on the driving seat and I asked him to push it from behind. And guys, he pushed me for more than 200 meters either side, 200 going, 200 coming back. And he was huffing and puffing and panting and breathless. He was so tired. So we came back. He canceled his trip to sector 28. I said, cool. So when we were in the office, so when the office got over at 5 o'clock, we had to go home. So I did my magic. I kicked the scooter and it just started up. And he looked at me with questioning eyes. How the hell that just happened? I said, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but it just started. So guys, you know what it did? The scooters used to have a live wire. When you fuse that wire with the earth of the scooter cannot start. I connected a secret switch on the handle that I flipped to one side so nobody can start my scooter, and he never asked me to borrow a scooter again after that. This is how I saved on my gas in the future. Tons of such stories. I give it back to you, Mr. Chauhan. Thank you very much.
Wow, what a story. So that's why you're so happy. By having the switch on the scooter. Not the scooter having a switch, but you have a switch on the scooter. Wow, what a great now. With all I say, I'm so happy that we have this meeting and each table topic become a speech topic. We achieved all things. We achieved grammarian part, we achieved the timer part, we achieved the evaluation part, we achieved speeches part, and we achieved the tabletop part. We have done all 5 in 1. How's that? It's all the innovation of Paul Chima. And with that, I give back to you, Satish, to take over the rest of the meeting. And I say thank you and kudos to all of you. Okay, I think Reebok has something to say.
Yeah, point of order. We still need an evaluation for that last speech.
Oh, hey, what a great guy. All right, I'll give you the opportunity to do that.
Satish Prabhu is the general evaluator for today's meeting. Satish,
No,
I
no,
don't know if
no.
you.
Your evaluation is not done,
Oh,
so
my evaluation.
I
Okay.
ask
Oh,
Reebok to do it. His evaluation, Paul's evaluation.
Okay, let's go. I think my timer's working. Okay, proverb. That was a hard proverb. That was a hard proverb. And I felt you done really well to think that proverb out, to think it through and explain it to us. And what I liked at the start, you added credibility when you talk, well, this can go either way. It can be males and females or this or that. That showed balance in your thinking. And again, added to your credibility. I love that scooter story. And I love the way you introduce that. First of all, just talking about your childhood, you know, it like my ears popped up as soon as I went to hear about India and these scooters, because every country has different cultures. And then to bring that back to Canada, I think you bring that back to Canada, or you bring it into your story with your friend driving around the scooter, doing it around. So I thought that was brilliant. That was a brilliant flow. For that went almost the last half of the meeting. And you've got a great lesson there. You had some great lessons in there as well. So I didn't write down the actual lesson, so I'm a little bit naughty there. What I would have liked is a little bit of vocal variety in there, though. Quieter, or maybe riding the scooter. He's got all these messages, and he's riding around the city on the scooter. Or when you were a kid, you know, oh, well, scooter, yeah. I don't know, something in there. Just add a bit of energy in there during the speech. But I thought it was sensational for an improv speech. You had great structure there, and you had the lessons at the end there as well. And the story, to put a story in improv speech, guys, that's not easy. And you use your own story, so fantastic. Okay, back to Madam.
Thank you very much. And I'm so happy for everybody. They use their own life stories. Everyone did their own life story, and which is great. And I'm thankful to all of you and thankful to giving me this opportunity to be your Toastmaster of the day. And with that, I pass back to President of the club, Stacey.
Thank you, Madanji. That was a very, very wonderfully conducted table topics. Come to Toastmaster of the Day session. You are an all-rounder. That's what I see there now. As Madan, I think every one of us lived up to the challenge, including our guests, which was very wonderful to see. So I'm going to do both my presidential and general evaluation in the same speech, looking at the time. So please time me, Reebok. So that timer really stood out for me today. Today's meeting highlights for me is the way you conducted the timing part, because I think every one of us, including the newcomers.
Hang on, Satish. Then how long do you want? How long do you want on the timer? How long do you want on the timer? Did you say you want me to time you?
Yeah,
3
minutes. 3 minutes. Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
All right. So my speech has actually started, so you can just go on. What a wonderful night. I think we all had a great session. Raise your hands if you feel the same way as I do. Yes. I see only one hand. Some of you are not there, I think. There we go. All right. So that's a great yes from everyone. And I think we all enjoyed. We should probably do this more often, not randomly, but make sure that we determine a day, and we can probably use this theme for our open house next time. If you have an open house, maybe we can just do this rather than having some guests come in and speak. So we can just do this, and that gives a great way to bond with everyone. I think everyone evaluated, everyone spoke, which never happens in any Toastmasters meeting. We have a timer. We had a grammarian who's still there, and maybe I can call on the grammarian quickly and give his report. Muhammad, if you want to just say what the good thing you saw and what are the things we can improve on.
Sure. Thank you very much, GE. And I'll try to keep this short and concise. The only comments I have to say was the word of the day. I set the target to 10. I'm happy to say that we used it more than 30 times.
Awesome.
Awesome, right? That's great. Like using a word, picking a word that stands out and then that everyone can use, I think that's pretty phenomenal. That was very good. And when it comes to the use of filler words, in today's filler words, we didn't really have that many filler words, but the most popular one that was used was and was used like a total about, I think, 15 times in the meeting.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's overall, but they're very good for the rest. I mean, we improve, right, over time. So yeah, that's my report.
All right, thank you.
No
Thank
problem.
you, Mohammed. Can we move on to our timer? Do you want to just give whatever, or you haven't made any notes? Okay. I think we all, based on the way I saw the meeting going, and I had my eyes are always drawn to the timing part because it's the new thing that I see there, because it's usually a green, yellow thing that shows up when the time goes. But here now I see a countdown, which is wonderful, I think. And I think we should, as a club, should adopt that. Any timer who takes on, we just should do what Reebok is doing. So that's a great takeaway for me. So our club can stay on time. And today is a testament to that, because all of us were within the time limits. Nobody went over time. I think that's a record for a meeting. And it all because of the way we are looking at the time today. What we can do better? I think we can better plan. We did not plan this meeting, and that's a shame. We need to make sure that we have an agenda before we come to the meeting. Let's make sure that we at least plan the next meeting and we have all the roles set up and not have an excuse for why we didn't do it. So if that is something we should be a little more better on, to make sure that our club has a better quality as far as meetings are concerned, and we don't disengage any of our members. So with that, I think we have a great day today. I will wish you all the best. So as a president and as a general evaluator, I will now ask, the floor is open for anybody to comment, especially starting with our guests. So let's start with Reebok. Give us your feedback on what we can do better. What did you like about our meeting today?
Yeah, I think Paul is keen to say something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can do it two ways. We can either adjourn the meeting officially and we can still be here for the second part, or we can adjourn the meeting after all those comments, which I work with.
We usually like the comments before we adjourn the meeting. So let's do that the right way. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was fantastic when I came here. I spoke to Paul, really welcome, had a chat to me before you guys got here. And I thought to step up and say we're going to do 5-minute or 7-minute improv speeches and instant evaluations. That was really bold. That doesn't happen much in Toastmasters. We often play it safe. So I love that. And there was no, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? No, we're doing it. So I loved it. That was fantastic. Well done, Paul. And well hosted as well by Madam as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Reebok, and we wish to see you again in the next meeting. Dhruv, Jane, your comments, please.
Sure. Thank you, Satish. It was a pleasure to be a part of the meeting today. It was a rare experience because I've never attended a meeting where every attendee spoke and every attendee gave a speech and reviewed someone else's speech. So I think this is, even though this was a random pick for the, to make the theme random, I think as a Toastmaster group, maybe this should not be that random. This is something that you could do more often, like once in 2 months or something. So this is amazing. And, as always, Toastmasters is a non-judgmental place. So I felt at home right away. So thank you for having me. And I hope everybody has a great rest of the day.
Thank you, Dhruv. Appreciate your comments. And I really loved the feedback you've given us. We learned, sometimes, as we say, sometimes even random things happen to become an opportunity that we all enjoy, right? And I have had many of those experiences. So with that, I would like to call on Paul Chima, who actually opened the meeting as the SAA, to now adjourn the meeting. Paul?
Thank you very much, Satish. And I would like to have a few comments about the agenda and why it wasn't set up. It's not an excuse, but I really want to tell you that considering my circumstances, I wasn't here. And I was totally lost after that jet lag thing and just started resuming my duties from yesterday. I totally get it what you wanted to convey, and I took it. We really would like to see more active participation from our club members to respond to the request when agenda is being designed. I hope everyone understands that. I wouldn't call this as something shameful or whatever. These things happen, but at the same time, what I saw today was a random day, random selections, random topics, and amazing outcome. That is the most positive part of this meeting today. And I hear the sentiment from the members, the guests who came in, and I guess I agree we should have this more often. We used to have something called speakathon before where everyone speaks. Maybe this is a replication of that particular event at a full-blown scale rather than 3 or 4 speakers. With that, our next meeting will be on 17th of this month, April. That will be from 6 to 7:30 p.m. as usual, but the meeting will open at 5:30 p.m. If anyone has any issues with Easy Speak, Robert, if you want to get into Easy Speak and you have any issues, please let us know for the pathways. We would love to help you out. And now I adjourn this meeting. See you next time. The meeting still stays open if anyone wants to stay, chit chat, and have any discussion. It's like parking lot discussion or chat. Before we drive our car, then
I have one comment, Paul. 17th happens to be a long weekend. It's a Easter weekend. And I think we need to think about it and just going ahead with the meeting as planned. I don't want the meeting to just have 2 or 3 people in the meeting. So
Yeah,
once,
17
as a president, you take a decision, we will be okay with it.
Okay, so I suggest that we move it to the next or have it the week before, one of the two, if we can.
We cannot
because I certainly have plans, so I will not be able to attend.
Okay, so we can why not ask the membership what they want to do with it?
Yeah,
we can post a question in our group and see how people
we'll take it offline. Yeah, we can decide it offline.
Yes,
as well.
yeah. If you want to go away, another wants to come in, we are still okay, and I am always okay regardless of long weekend or short weekend. So with that, we are here for regular chit chat. Anyone wants to say anything?
One question. Please? Yes, just one question. So do you folks have a plan to go back to your regular in-person meetings, or is that something that is not on the cards right now?
So is Satish going to respond to it?
Well, it all depends on the membership. We have members who are kind of spread out. So the big challenge we had when we last decided to have it open, half of our membership were living far away, and we tried to kind of get into a hybrid mode. But then we went back into a second lockdown, and then after that, the idea just kind of fizzled away. We are certainly open to having a in-person meeting, but it all depends on the intent from the membership. It cannot be decided by just the president and the VP education. So we will take a vote again at some point, and then we'll decide on how many members are willing to be in person. And based on the vote, we will decide when and how we'll start.
Yes, and if I may add to this, we really tried to come in person. We have all the system for a hybrid meeting. Even if 10, 12 people say yay to in-person meeting, we will love to come back there. Just because we are unable to go in person, we have reduced our membership dues for this period.
Yeah.
So when we go in, we will revise our dues right now because membership, they decided not to come in person. And this is a decision the entire membership takes. It's not just executive committee that decides on it. We want to hear from each and every member. If 10, 11 people tell me that, yes, they want to come in, I guess me and Satish wouldn't have any problem coming in person.
Yeah.
And we have been doing so many things in person. Hey, we travel in person. There is no Zoom travel over there. But when it comes to these things, people get speculative. Let's see how it
Yeah.
goes. And as per health authorities suggest us, I think restriction have eased up. We will love to be there in person. And that's the best thing to do, be in person. Are you thinking of joining a club with in-person meeting?
I mean, it's one of the considerations because I believe that I guess the experience is very different as opposed to giving speeches on Zoom. Both are a learning experience, but in person is a very different experience. So
I will share with you. I think we do have a recording of the second place winner who was here during our open house. I want you to watch that. After watching that video, you will prefer Zoom rather than in person. because this platform, this Zoom screen is a great platform, or any video meeting platform. So if you hear him out, it will change your mind.
Yeah, we were expecting you, Dhruv. I think I sent you the open house invite. I'm not sure you received it.
I will text you. I will send the link. You may have to sign in, because that's how we see that are people really watching the video, or just showing their interest. We are policing who watches the video. So I will send it to you. If you want to text me your email, my phone number is 647 333 2273.
Okay.
My name is Paul Chima. And